Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/ProRevenge. Let's start with the story in which a friend of our OP got injured at work and was fired. Let's see what happened to his superiors. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Don't fire people for being injured at work. A friend of mine was electrocuted at work. It was pretty bad. Later on, he was fired because he was electrocuted. Fortunately, he turned that around when he learned that he could get disability for the electrocution, but it knocked out several teeth that aren't coming back. Anyway, I called OSHA and told them about the electrocution. They weren't so interested in that, but perked up right away when I told them that the place routinely locked the emergency fire exit doors to prevent employees from stepping outside to sneak a smoke. Well, they inspected, found the locked emergency exit doors, and went to town on them. Turns out a long time ago, a business on the East Coast locked the security doors and there was a fire. Several dozen people were injured. OSHA gets very sensitive about stuff like that. The owner was fined $40,000 for the security doors. He also spent quite a bit of money fighting it for 10 years, but eventually had to pay anyway. And our second story. Steal from my buddy? Sure, go right ahead. A friend of mine owns a bar. He has 4 CCTV cameras. Only one of those cameras points to the bartending area where he can see the action of his employees. I'm there having a beer. It's early, 5 p.m., and I'm the only one when I see the employee go into the back room and then comes out. Something seems off. Guy's a bit strange. Guy asks me, "So you know Dean, the bar owner, pretty good?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I just helped Dean install a brand new CCTV system in the bar." I know this is a lie because Dean and I installed those cameras together. I go, "Yeah, that's cool. How many cameras? 4? He goes, "Yeah, all high def." This was a bit strange to me. Why are we talking about this? Then I notice him slipping money from the register into his pocket. I call him out on his bullcrap. He says, "Dude, Dean makes plenty of cash. How about this? I'll give you 20 and we call it cool." I fire back, "Give me 40. He goes, "All right." I then say, "Hey man, let me buy you a drink." So we have a drink and I congratulate him on his little scheme. I then say, "Gotta go out for a smoke." It's around 6 p.m. and I call up Dean and say, "Dean, your bartender's stealing cash from you. Your 5th CCTV camera caught him. Pretty sure he turned off the other cameras." Dean thanks me and says to keep him busy until he gets there. So I go back in and we start crap talking Dean. Then Dean walks in with 2 lovely police officers and Dean immediately says, "Get out from behind the bar. The cops are here to arrest you for theft." The bartender fired back, "Dude, I didn't steal and you don't have any proof." To which Dean responded, "You turned off the 4 CCTV cameras, but you don't know about my hidden one." Guy is told to sit put by one officer as another officer goes back and reviews the footage. It's clear as day this guy is stealing. Bartender is currently awaiting trial. His case should be open and shut. Dean refused to take the $40 back from me, and I got my tab for free that night. And our last story. Not following orders? You're fired. I work 6 days a week as a painter. This story happened from the 10th of August, Saturday, to yesterday, the 26th. Meet the Spartans. Me, hello there. Hubby, my Cliff. JB, Jester Boss. Karen, my entitled supervisor. Backstory. I got married on August 11th. I'd informed my boss and supervisor of this a week prior per company rules regarding vacation time for our honeymoon. So just to be sure they understood the situation, I decided to mention it again the day before. They said they understood and told me to enjoy the week off with my husband. And just to be clear, I usually have a nice relationship with both J.A. and Karen. But something wasn't right during all this. So I finished my work that Saturday and drive home to make the final preparations for the wedding. We got wed by the same priest that baptized me back in the day, and everything went perfect. And I couldn't have asked for more. It wasn't the big wedding you see in the movies, mostly because the only guests were our parents and 2 siblings, as well as about 10 of our closest friends. We finished after some time and we retired for the evening. My husband had, during his toast, surprised me with our honeymoon destination, Australia. He hadn't mentioned anything about it, and he's bad at keeping secrets from me. But we were both happy about it. While being in Sydney, I get a phone call. Story time. It was Karen asking me where I was, why I hadn't shown up on Monday morning. Karen, where are you? We have an urgent assignment. Me, I'm in Australia. You know, on the other side of the globe. Why are you there? Who approved vacation? Well, first of all, it's my honeymoon. Second of all, you approved me taking time off. Well, that decision has changed. You're needed here ASAP. I was dumbfounded. Yeah, my son moved away from home and needs this new apartment painted. I'm not the only employee in the firm. Surely you can use someone else. So to clarify, our company mostly hired people without education. I didn't have an education when I started, but took it during my time there. But we discussed this for a good part of an hour before I got fed up with her and hung up. I couldn't understand why she needed me to take care of the apartment when there are 6 employees that rarely had an assignment and were more than good enough to take care of it. But no, it had to be me. Couple hours later, I get a call from my boss. He's cool. He was even a guest at the wedding. Yeah, I got a call from Karen. She told me you were on leave without permission and that you were quite rude towards her. As you know, I'm in Sydney on our honeymoon. I requested permission as per regulation and got permission from Karen herself. She called me earlier requesting me come home to work to paint her son's apartment. I simply got fed up with her and hung up on her. Well, we all know how she is with people. There's a reason why you're the one handling customers. You just enjoy your vacation and say hi to the hubby from me. I will. I'll see you in a week. So we continue our trip, but every now and then I hear my phone ringing. Guess who? No one in my firm like Karen. She's the biggest power-hungry person I've ever known. Since I never shut off my phone, I kept getting her calls and texts. Some were nasty, like her personality. Others were sweet. I thought she was on drugs. I got really tired of her, so I answered the phone again. Big mistake for her and me. I started recording our conversations to try to get proof of her harassment. She started threatening me with firing me and that JB was on her side. This continued for a couple of days. So just for fun, my husband and I started talking about taking revenge after years of oppression from her. So we used some of our time at the hotel looking into her. As I happen to know some stuff about her taxes and regular finances since she asks me to take care of her tax payments, we contacted some of our friends back home to help us. We have some friends in the local police force, and the plan was in motion. Revenge. Friday, we returned home with the biggest jet lag in my life, but with fire in my soul keeping me going. We found some dirt on her during the week. We had enough to use. Because of her union, the firm was unable to fire her because of the certain type of harassment she committed. Bullcrap. My turn to screw her over. My husband and I decided to cut the vacation short so we could start immediately. So Saturday, I clocked in and had a meeting with my team. We had 5 ranks in the company: boss, supervisor, team leader, me, employees, and interns. So I had a meeting with my team to get them in on the fun. No hesitation, they joined. No one liked her. So let the Hunger Games begin, and may the odds be ever in our effing favor. We printed out the tax files I'd collected, a total of 150 pages with taxes. We made memes of her sleeping on the couch and such, and you name it, we did it. I went to her office regarding the apartment, and she lit up like a pumpkin on Halloween. She hadn't noticed me being back at work, so she jumped into the air, but she immediately started rambling about her son and how he needs to get painters out. I said, funny enough, okay, and finished up preparing. We drive to the apartment to set up, and wouldn't you know it, who came by? Yep, she came rambling through the hallway, and when she came in, oh no, you should have seen her face when she saw our fabulous job. We'd taken every printout of her tax files, every mail with threats to employees, and basically every piece of evidence against her. We sent a copy to her union and glued them to the walls and painted around them like a picture frame. Of course, she would deny everything, but she now had no backup from the union to keep her from being fired. We sent her tax files to our country's CRS, tax evasion. We sent both mails with threats and tax papers to our boss, who, by the way, was in on it from the start. And to top it all off, we got her ex-husband to dig up old files from when they were married. And wouldn't you know it, turns out it was some juicy stuff we found. We mailed these papers in to my friends in the local police and asked them to let us have some fun with her before they took her. We did. Fast forward to yesterday, the 26th. I got a call from my friends that Karen tried to use me as a scapegoat, that I was the one who made all those papers to frame her since I didn't like her. Well, true, I didn't like her from the start, but every file and mail were written by Karen herself. She had no credibility and found herself locked up before long. Just to rub it in her face, I showed up in court with my husband and the entire company just to see what would happen. She was livid. When she saw me and my husband, she immediately stood up, acting like nothing's wrong, and tried to run for me. I don't know if she thought she could kick my butt or what. The court came to a verdict. She was to pay about $450,000 for tax evasion and fraud. We found out that she used money from the company to renovate her own house. She got fired by my boss and was to spend 3 years behind bars because of fraud, tax evasion, and contempt of court. Overall, a crappy day for her. On her way out, she started yelling slurs at me and trying to bite the officers in the neck in pure desperation. This morning, when I clocked in, I saw a notice on our board about a possible promotion. I applied on the spot. I went in, had a nice chat with my boss, and got the promotion while still keeping my old position as team leader. My pay almost tripled in a span of 72 hours. I'm happy. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.